AI is already inside your agency, whether you authorize it or not. Your personnel are already using AI tools, not because they were told to, not because there's a policy in place, because the tools are free, they're easy, and they're useful. ChatGPT, AI writing assistants, summarization tools. They're on personal phones, personal laptops, and in some cases being used on agency business right now. The question isn't whether this is happening, the question is whether leadership is in front of it. There are four places this is showing up most commonly. First, report writing. Personnel drafting or editing narratives using public AI tools, sometimes without flagging it, sometimes without fully understanding what those tools do with the input. Second, research and case prep, using AI to summarize statutes, look up procedures, or pull case information quickly. Third, emails and official documentation, AI assisted writing that ends up in official records or correspondence. And fourth, the one that carries the most risk, personal devices. Consumer AI applications with no data governance, no retention controls, and no boundaries between personal and agency use. Here's why this becomes a leadership problem rather than just a tech problem. Unmanaged use doesn't stay unmanaged forever. It shows up in a report that gets challenged in court. It surfaces in a personal matter that when someone used a personal AI tool on agency business without guidance. It becomes a policy problem after something goes wrong, not before. And when that happens, leaderships get asked what the agency's position was. If the answer is, we didn't have one, that's a problem. There are three questions every command staff member should be able to answer right now. 1. Do we know which AI tools our personnel are using? 2. Do we have any guidance, formal or informal, on what acceptable use looks like? 3. If an AI assisted report was challenged in court today, does this agency have a position? If the answer to any of these is no or I don't know, that's the starting point. This doesn't require a complete policy on day one. It doesn't require a technology overhaul or an outside vendor. It requires leadership to acknowledge the issue, ask the right questions, and put basic boundaries in place before formal use outruns policy. Governance comes before broad adoption. That's not bureaucracy, that's command responsibility. So, where do you start? Start with awareness. Get command staff aligned on what AI exposure actually looks like in your agency. Most agencies haven't had the conversation yet. Second, establish boundaries. You don't need a final policy, you need a starting position, something that gives personnel guidance and gives leadership a defensible posture. Third, make this a leadership discussion, not IT alone, not HR alone. Command staff need to own this conversation. Leadership awareness is a first step. Everything else follows from there. Web.IQ Public Safety provides AI readiness briefings for command staff, practical leadership focused and built specifically for public safety organizations. If you want to start that conversation at your agency, the link is in the description.